Every family has its secrets. Locked away behind our front doors are the hidden pasts, the buried scandals, and the life-changing decisions that have shaped our families and our nation.
The conclusion I've always had was my father is responsible for my mother's death.
I've been told that I was connected to the royal family through my father and through the Prince of Wales.
The Mafia. Maybe my grandfather had a bigger part to play than I thought.
My brother, he just disappeared. He was gone.
My dad said to us, if you dishonour me, I will take your life.
This is a photo of your dad.
I'm just blown away.
Every family has a secret, uncovers the extraordinary stories behind our everyday lives. This time, two women explore the risky paths taken by men in their families and the price paid for their actions.
In view of the subject's former arrest for homicide, he should be considered dangerous.
Perth businesswoman Lisa Bird examines her grandfather's links to one of the most notorious gangsters of the 20th century.
Do you think my grandfather's a criminal?
And South Australian Linda Lawless investigates her father's shocking transgression, which has forever haunted her.
There's two sides to this man. He had a double life. It's as simple as that.
Lisa Bird's deceased grandfather is an enigma. On the surface, he was a charismatic British gentleman. But was he hiding a darker truth?
My grandfather was a very outgoing man, the life of the party. He worked for casinos and knew some very high-profile mobsters in the American Mafia. But I do not know what his involvement was.
Lisa Bird's grandfather, Ron Golding, tossed aside life as a workaday accountant to enjoy a high-rolling lifestyle managing casinos in the Bahamas. But his relationship with one of the most infamous organised crime figures in history has Lisa wondering, how close were her grandfather's connections to the mob? And did he participate in their crimes?
Hi, how you going? I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Come in.
And you must be Wendy. Lisa's mum Wendy has come to share her memories of Ron and her childhood years in the Bahamas. So how did your father get to be in the Bahamas?
He got a job with what they called the Freeport Port Authority,
Right.
which ran the island. And eventually he got involved in casinos.
And is this said gentleman?
Yes, that's my mother and father, all glammed up.
Oh, wow.
We had parties. We had the sort of Vegas-style girls dancing around.
I mean, presumably there were some high flyers coming in.
I do remember Sammy Davis Jr. I remember going to his shows. He'd come out and sit with us.
Wow.
I do remember Frank and Dean being mentioned.
Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Frankie and Dean, yeah.
So the casino world and the kind of Hollywood connections and the Mafia connections, it's been well known for decades.
There was Mafia around.
Yeah.
I don't like to say that he was involved with the Mafia, but he had Mafia connections.
Yeah.
And there was this particular gentleman there, Mayor Lansky.
Who's he?
He
was a big Mafia boss. There is an inscription in here.
Oh.
This is written to Jack Hayward. He was very good friends with Ron, so Mum's dad. Jack gave this to my grandmother. For Jack, my partner in the Bahamas venture, Maya.
So what have you gleaned about the kind of character this fellow was that was in the Bahamian adventure?
Yeah, he does come across as pretty dodgy. There was also something about...
Hitman?
Yes, something like that. Organising people to...
not be here anymore.
He doesn't sound like a very savoury gentleman, but we don't know all the details about Ron's actual involvement with the Mafia and sort of how deep that went. He went from this big life and lots of money and then to leave all this high life and just go to this quiet existence in South Africa. Was there something that drove him to that?
So, was Ron Golding running from something or someone?
If he was involved in anything more serious than laundering money, I would be quite surprised and I would probably be a bit upset about it.
Lisa knows her grandfather worked on Grand Bahama, an island just 90 kilometres from the US coastline. In the mid-1950s, white businessmen running the island's administration gave the green light to financier and convicted felon Wallace Groves to develop the port.
Freeport is just getting started, and the future looks very bright indeed.
Its tax-free status saw Freeport's rapid transformation. At the time, gambling was illegal, but Groves used his influence, gaining an exemption, resulting in casinos being approved within Freeport's hotels. On an island destination closer to home, Lisa is meeting with historian Dr. Lee Straw.
On the 1st of June of 1962, your grandfather, he goes to Freeport.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome.
He looks like a very happy Englishman in that shot, doesn't he?
And he certainly doesn't look dodgy, does he?
No. That smile is very clean, very wholesome.
Yeah. That's so cool. Responsible for the current administration of the 2 existing casinos, as well as for work on El Casino, is Ron Golding, a mustachioed Englishman with a BBC modulated voice, keen sense of humour and a background in accountancy. I came down to Freeport for the day, stayed the entire weekend and went home with a job as the treasurer of the Grand Bahama Authority. I had my hand in almost everything. Yeah. I always kind of thought he was just the accountant. I didn't realise that he was actually...
one of the administrators, yeah. Looks like he's very firmly in charge there.
Far out. We are government-controlled in our methods of business. Every one of our employees involved in gambling has to be investigated and cleared by the Commissioner of Police.
He's trying to tell everyone publicly, look,
that
this
is
is really
legal.
Legitimate, it's legal, there's checks and balances in place.
Yeah, so he wasn't dodgy.
Your grandfather Ron's very careful to portray that public image. That is a favourable one.
Yes.
But what you need to do now is to delve a little bit more into the underside of all of that.
The gambling world in the 1960s appeared glamorous, but behind the dazzling lights were thuggery and corruption. Among the most powerful was Meyer Lansky. Lansky led one of the most influential criminal networks, the National Crime Syndicate, which controlled gambling across much of the USA, and by the early 60s had sunk its claws into new territories.
I now want to show you something that is about organised crime in the Bahamas. It's about the mob, it's about their business, and the betting world is included in that too.
Yeah, okay. It could have been Vegas or Havana with such a bunch of familiar faces. You had Frank Ritter, Max Courtney and Charles Brudner. These 3 were, we learned, the biggest illegal bookmakers in New York and were under federal indictment with the FBI, now on wanted warrants throughout mainland America, and were hiding out in the Bahamas until the heat blew over.
They are lieutenants working for Meyer Lansky and the organised crime links that are there.
Hiding in the casino that my grandfather was running. I didn't realise how big a part my grandfather had played in this whole Bahamas venture. You wonder how above board it could have possibly been if he was there employing all these other seedy, dodgy fellows. Maybe my grandfather had a bigger part to play in the Mafia than I had originally thought.
Questions of character are also at the heart of genealogist Linda Lawless's quest.
That's me in the tutu. It brings back memories of how innocent and fun life was back then. That's my mum. My mum and I were very, very close.
But behind her mum's smiles lay a painful secret.
This is my first Holy Communion. That's when I found out my father wasn't my father.
Linda's illegitimacy set her apart from her 3 younger sisters and caused her mum anguish.
I was really the only person who's seen my mother crumble, and that would be at times when I'd ask her who my father was. She would never speak of it, never. I think she had a fear that he may find me.
Linda Lawless spent decades not knowing the identity of her father. When she was 8, her mum revealed that the man raising her was actually her stepfather. But when her mum refused to disclose her biological father's name, Linda assumed she was simply trying to protect the identity of a married man. But the truth was far more complicated. Hello.
Hi, Nani, how are you? Come in.
Thank you very much. Ooh, lots of things to look at.
Yeah, this is my mum. This is around the time that she met my biological father when she was in her early 20s.
That's her?
Yes, in the middle, with some of her sisters. She was stunning, wasn't she?
Absolutely beautiful. Love the eyebrows.
Yes.
So when did you start getting curious about who your biological dad was?
I've always been looking for him. And of course I would ask my mother.
What was her reaction?
Sheer terror. She was really frightened to tell me.
So what was the thing that sort of got you on the track, as it were?
Well, I had gone back into doing family history, and through the Ancestry DNA, I actually DNA matched with other people. One of my aunties, she said to me, how's the DNA going? And I said, one thing I do know is I'm a Kelly. And all hell broke loose. And yeah, she would start, oh my God, there's something I need to tell you.
And so she then and there revealed what?
That my father's name was Joseph Kelly and that he was a Catholic priest.
Wow.
Yeah. I was shocked to the core.
So the whole family knew this person, this
he
Father
was,
Kelly?
yes, he used to come to the family home quite a bit. He was about 20 years older than her.
So did your aunt tell you whether it was a consensual relationship or?
Yes, that was one of the first questions I asked. He was the love of my mother's life. She adored him. They had been seeing each other for quite some time. That was a relief in one way. Yeah.
Although obviously there's still a power discrepancy, even though
of course there is.
It was consensual.
Of course there is, yes. He promised to leave the church and marry her. And then when he found out she was pregnant, apparently he walked away. Mum was sent to Sydney from Melbourne to have me adopted.
Right.
It's known in the family that my father paid, so he certainly knew.
So Father Kelly assumed that he'd fixed it all so that you'd be adopted out, no questions asked, and that's not what she did.
No, she kept me. I just vanished from the hospital, basically. There's no discharge papers for me.
Wow.
Or she took me and went to the other side of Melbourne and then put me in a protective daycare, and no one was allowed near me except my mum's family.
Wow.
She was keeping me away from him and the church, and that's where she met my stepdad. They got married and moved straight across to South Australia.
To get away?
To get away, yeah. This was the first photo I ever seen of him.
That sends chills down my back. I bet it did with you too.
Yes, yeah, it was very emotional. There was whispers of you having a child in Geelong. I'm not the Geelong baby, I'm the Melbourne baby.
So there could be others?
There is others.
There are others, wow. How do you know that?
My mother told me when I was about 10-ish, 10, 11. And my auntie also told me that my mother had told her that as well.
And what's this clipping from a paper?
His obituary. And this is the photo that I recognised. I had seen this man before.
You met him?
Yeah, I did in my 20s. I remember it as clear as a bell at a family wedding in Melbourne. And after the service, we're all out the front mingling. That's when he approached me and asked me how I was connected to the wedding party, which confirmed to him who I was. Then he blessed me and walked away. I can still feel the touch of his hands, but, you know.
How did you feel about him coming up to you and blessing you?
Now that I know who he was, shattered.
Oh, how traumatic. What are you hoping now to establish?
I want my identity sorted out. I want the church to recognise me as Joseph Kelly's daughter. And I want a pathway made for children of priests for the future.
For Linda, being recognised as Joe Kelly's daughter includes being allowed to erect a memorial to him at his burial place north of Melbourne.
Where my father is buried, he is in an unmarked grave. This piece of dirt that holds secrets and cover-ups and lies. That came as quite a shock. You can see elaborate graves for other priests and nuns. I can't quite understand why my father never had a headstone. It was like he kept his own secret, his own shame. Everybody is human and people make mistakes. If I was Joseph's only child, I would understand this so much more. But I believe my father had relationships with other women. What was going on? I've spent the last 3 years just going around in circles trying to find the smallest of information about my father, and it's extremely difficult.
Among the few clues Linda has about her father's secret life are whispers of a Geelong baby. She's heading to the port city, where Father Kelly was sent by the church in 1950.
I want to know more about him personally, his life, people who may have known him, you know, to have an insight of a person who's your own flesh and blood.
First stop is the Geelong Heritage Centre, where archive manager Mark Beasley has discovered a precious record.
So this book, beautiful title, Fresh Start in a New Land. One of the people that was interviewed was Father Joseph Kelly.
Really?
Yeah. And if we open it up here...
There's my father. And that photo is just, it's amazing. A large percentage of the early migrants in Geelong were our parishioners. I already knew Italian well, and in a short time had working knowledge of Polish, German and Croatian. I loved these people and I understood the heartaches and homesickness they experienced. I shall never forget that first midnight mass when all sang Silent Night in their own languages. Tears flowed as all prayed fervently to God for themselves, their families and their loved ones far away. He's very passionate. I become very passionate about projects too, so I'll probably get that from him. Yeah, that's interesting.
At the bottom of the page here, this photo of Father Kelly, this is on the day he received an Italian Order of Merit. You know, this is a significant recognition by the Italian government, really recognising the pivotal role he's played in helping new migrants come into the area. So his role as a diplomat, as much as a spiritual leader.
Wow, that's impressive.
I suppose he's helping them come together as one group. And I think the naming of the parish underlines that.
I decided to call the parish Holy Family. He's very big on families. He's very big on families. But he abandoned his other family. The one family he should have looked after. What about giving me away? You know, he allowed that to happen. He paid for it to happen. So I find that quite difficult. There's two sides to this man. He had a double life, it's as simple as that. This has given me some insight into him for sure. I had a life of an imaginary person, so it makes him more real.
Would you like to actually meet some parishioners from Bell Park?
Really?
Yeah, we've actually been able to track some down.
I'd love to.
One of whom was the parish secretary at the time.
So they really knew my father quite well.
I did.
I'm absolutely thrilled to find out that there's people out there that knew Joseph. I'd be interested to see what the parishioners' reactions were to finding out that Joseph had a daughter. And I've heard rumours of a Geelong baby, but I'm hoping that someone may have heard about another child or children, something.
In Geelong, Linda Lawless is pursuing answers about the father she never knew, Roman Catholic priest Joe Kelly. In the 1950s, Father Kelly served in Bell Park, a suburb which was affectionately called Little Europe because of the influx of new migrants.
Hello, Linda.
Hi, how are you?
This is Agnes
Hi.
and Irina.
Oh, lovely to meet you both.
Among them were Father Kelly's parish secretary, Agnes Vanjek, and Irina Lata.
Wow.
Oh my God. You see Father Kelly in you.
Really?
Yeah. Would you like to come for a
Love
coffee?
to come inside, thank you.
When we first met your father was Christmas in 1953. Our first Christmas Mass, open Mass. And how many people were there? About 1,500 people out in the paddock.
Young and old, babies in prayers.
And everybody sang their own Silent Night. Polish, Ukrainian, German. Everybody was welcomed. Everybody was welcome. He never treated someone differently to the others. We were all equal.
He was very charismatic. Really.
Charismatic,
Very, yeah. And
no matter what he asked for, he always got.
Yeah.
Always. You read this here.
At an open-air mass on the site on Christmas Eve 1953, he told the crowd a church would be built for the people of Bell Park. 21 years later, his wish is being fulfilled.
that was all his doing. And he loved the kids, actually, you know.
When he'd come into the classroom, everyone happy to see him.
Really?
Outside, hello, Father, hello. It was just...
I find it difficult to comprehend that because I was rejected by him. What was your reaction when you found out that I was Joseph Kelly's daughter?
I was surprised.
So was I. He was so good and so kind to everybody. I think he deserved a bit of love too, because he was giving so much, you know, so in return.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've never thought of it that way. But
Yes, you should, because I'm sure of it, that he wouldn't have done anything unless he loved your mother.
He had the chance to be happy with my mother.
Yes.
But he chose to abandon her. He sent her to Sydney to have me adopted. And she didn't want to have me adopted, so she kept me, which was wonderful. My mum was quite a strong woman and, you know, you'd take a step back from her. But I'd seen a side of her that no one ever seen, and it was absolute fear. You know, I had a priest come to the house when we moved into town. She was cowering in the corner of the kitchen. Don't let him in. I'm not here, tell him I'm not home. And I've never forgotten it because it was the most bizarre reaction. She was a frightened woman. Have you ever heard of anyone that may have had, you know, a child to Joseph?
He may have, who knows, I don't know, but we didn't know. We certainly, and never heard it either. Every person has, you know, two sides, good and bad and whatever else, but we only knew the good side.
We never saw the bad side,
No.
never.
There's meant to be a child from this area, or children. I don't know the circumstances, but the Geelong baby, I've heard that myself.
I did hear, but I don't want to repeat because I don't... From the person that I heard from, there is. But I don't know, I wouldn't...
Yeah, that's just it. That's what I need to hear because people whisper about it.
Yeah.
There is still that shame. It's such a terrible situation for my mother and for myself, and even maybe for him.
Did he see you when you were born?
No. But I have met him once.
You have?
He did the paperwork to a family wedding. He was holding my hands and he blessed me, and then he walked away. Yeah, I must say that was pretty rough. I think that was actually worse than finding out
that
he was a priest. Yeah. To know that he walked away again. I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
I think it's cry as much as you look.
It's okay.
Do you think you would have been better if you knew it early in your life?
I should have had every right to know who he was, and I wholly blame the Catholic Church for that. It is about an organisation that allowed me and many, many other children of priests to be quietly disposed.
Oh yeah. It's all over the world.
Oh, it's everywhere.
The
There's
Catholic
thousands
Church has
of
to
us.
answer for many, many, many things.
And I'm very sorry that it has caused you so much trouble and so much pain.
You were hurt. Deep down you were hurt.
Deeply hurt,
yes.
yeah. I thank you two ladies, firstly, for believing me, and I would love to come back again.
Please do come back, and it was wonderful meeting you.
Oh, it's just wonderful
It's a
meeting you.
privilege to have met you.
I'm getting a better picture of my father's life. Walking around the church my father helped build, it's an achievement, but His biggest achievement should have been me. A lot of the people that may have known about other siblings have possibly passed away and the secret's gone with them. I may never know.
It seems Father Joe took many of his secrets to the grave. But how much did the Catholic Church know about his activities? And what chance does Linda have of finding out? Lisa Bird is investigating her grandfather Ron Golding's connections to notorious mobster Meyer Lansky. Lansky held ultimate control over the casinos Ron managed on Grand Bahama. But was Ron involved in any criminal activity himself?
Hello, hi.
Lisa is seeking the opinions of Helen and Bill Buckle, who knew Ron during the 1960s.
Oh, I couldn't see a Golding.
Oh, really?
He was my boss for 4 years. He was the big boss at the casino.
Were you a croupier?
No, I was just a clerk in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the old casino.
Yeah.
It was absolutely magnificent, it really was.
And what sort of man was my grandfather?
Very elegant.
Yeah.
Moustache. Yeah, perfect gentleman. The only photo we've got of your grandfather is there.
Oh, wow.
There's Ron. The casino had a boat which used to sail to Miami. And so we all went to Miami on that boat and back.
Big money.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would say they used it mainly for bringing in people to gamble.
Yes.
Right. Most of the people come in on a junket.
Yeah.
And they would come in and they would have their hotel bill paid, all their meals supplied and everything. But they had to guarantee that they would spend X number of dollars at the tables.
Yeah.
And believe you me, those tables were full every night.
Yeah.
And it was really quite exciting to walk through there.
Yeah.
It really was.
Junkets were a way of skimming money without it showing on casino books. High rollers were brought to Grand Bahama, all expenses paid. Their gambling losses would then be funneled through the junket operators to the mob bosses.
Did you know if any of the mafia people were actually working in the casino?
I do know a few came from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Meyer Lansky had been.
Really?
Yeah, Meyer Lansky had came in. There was obviously people in our casino that I didn't know about.
Yes.
That was doing different things. It was obvious. I would say that your grandfather would know what was going on.
I'm starting to feel a bit conflicted about whether he was quite heavily involved with Lansky and the 3 lieutenants, or maybe if he was just a pawn for the whole mob.
So how much did Ron know, exactly? Did he simply turn a blind eye to Lansky and his lieutenants' crooked dealings? Did he even have a choice?
OK, Lisa, this is the magic doorway. Please come in.
Thank you, Mark.
Criminologist Dr. Mark Brisky has looked behind the public facade of Meyer Lansky's casino operation and what authorities were doing about it.
Meyer Lansky, the FBI had continuous surveillance on him, both in the United States and offshore. He also carried a reputation.
In view of the subject's background and former arrest for homicide, he should be considered dangerous.
He was charged many times, but remarkably, a lot of these charges sort of drifted away.
Despite a criminal career spanning more than 50 years, Meyer Lansky spent only 3 months behind bars. He favoured bribery over bullets. However, the National Crime Syndicate was tied to hundreds of contract killings. By the late 1960s, Lansky's dealings in the Bahamas were being investigated.
This particular article, Shadow of Evil, really opened a can of worms in the Bahamas.
The Mafia, Shadow of Evil on an island in the sun. Lansky is being allowed to operate just 70 miles off the Florida coast. And so are the 55 tough, steely-eyed Americans who are the managers, supervisors and pit bosses of the operation. Nearly all of them had been tied in with the Lansky Mafia apparatus at some time in the past. And there's a photo of my grandfather.
It clearly shows a man in power, certainly in a primary role in the management of that casino, as we know. The Lansky empire, they would bring in sex workers to the hotels. utilising coercion against high rollers that would come to the casinos. There was also a degree of drug trafficking.
Involved a lot more than just gambling.
It became a very hot environment for Lansky in the Bahamas. When the government called an election in 1967, surprisingly, a young Bahamian called Pindling won the election. He called for a royal commission into the operation of the casinos on the island. And one of the figures called to the inquiry was your grandfather.
Far out. So he was giving evidence at this inquiry?
Yes.
That certainly would have put him in quite a position then, if he gave any damning evidence and any of these mobsters found out about that. It mentions all these corrupt people, yet my grandfather's still the face of all of this. He was giving evidence. It could have put him and his family in an uncomfortable position with Lansky and the rest of the mobsters.
The El Casino now lies in ruins, but did the criminal deals done here ever come to light? And what, if anything, did Lisa's grandfather reveal about the mobsters involved in the Bahamian venture? In Perth, Lisa Bird wants to know what happened when her grandfather Ron Golding was called before the 1967 Royal Commission into Gambling in the Bahamas. Criminologist Fiona Haynes has studied Ron's testimony. From day one, he appeared an unwilling witness.
And they're asking him about the accounts.
So it says, Mr. Golding, have you brought any books of accounts with you? He says, none at all.
Your grandfather wasn't sort of very forthcoming. He would have known the accounts were not adequate. If you don't keep proper records, then nobody can accuse you of anything. The issue, though, is the money being siphoned off into criminal activity. They start asking questions about bonuses to key individuals. Courtney, Ritter and Brudner, the three lieutenants.
Yeah, I know about the three lieutenants.
They were supposed to be under your grandfather, but earned far in excess of what your grandfather earned.
Really?
Yeah.
The payment out to the three men was $2 million, 12% of your total income. Do you not regard that as an unusually high figure from a commercial aspect? And Ron says, no, I would say it was a healthy remuneration. You don't get any bonuses? Each Christmas, I get a turkey and 4 bottles of booze. It's not very good. He's taking the rap for everything, but he was just a pawn in it.
Can I say a willing pawn?
Yes.
He was being told what to pay and who to pay and how much to pay. He and the board of Bahamas Amusements essentially have a gun put to their head, right?
Yeah.
In front of you is a mud map of all the various companies that were involved.
Whoa! Big mud map.
It's very complex.
I can see where the money's funneling out to. Heroin trade, porn, prostitution and narcotics in Amsterdam. Lansky connection.
Yes. And all of those are highly damaging.
And it's clearly got different businesses that Ron's involved in. I guess my question to you now is, after you've done all this research and you've read this commission, do you think my grandfather's a criminal?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Criminality is not only active, it involves negligence. It's being grossly derelict in not asking difficult questions, and it's looking the other way.
Yeah, he wasn't doing the right thing. This implicates him in this bigger syndicate with Lansky. The heroin was a long way away from him, so I'm happy to know that he wasn't directly related to a lot of that drug trade. Is my grandfather a criminal? He is. And I guess, yes, by negligence, you are a criminal. Maybe not a criminal in the sense that you've been knocking people off, but he's still guilty. He's still part of it, for sure. Not a good feeling.
So what was the fallout from the commission? And did Ron Golding suffer any consequences? Lisa's grandfather had built a highly successful career in the gambling industry. But by the early 1970s, that career and the glamorous lifestyle that came with it was suddenly over. To help Lisa understand why, she's joined by legal expert Dr. Steve Monterosso.
Leaving the Bahamas was quite a big deal. Your granddad Ron is on the front page of the local newspaper, looking quite dapper.
Ron Golding has resigned to accept a position as General Manager of the casino division of the Ladbroke Group Limited in England. The Ladbroke Group plans to build 3 hotels in England, 2 of which will have casinos. The challenge and opportunities afforded by this offer was such that I could not afford to refuse them, Golding said.
So this is all looking quite good for him. Problem is, the Labor government in the UK was concerned about mob influence in casinos, and they were trying to rub that out. And that's where Ron found himself in 1971. Of course, the connections with Meyer Lansky came to the fore, and the gaming board put him through the ringer. Have a look through this document.
He was closely questioned about his knowledge of casino operation and was not able to give very satisfactory replies.
So getting a feel now for how Ron was perceived, and they're not satisfied with his answers.
He is a professional man who could be manipulated by stronger and less scrupulous superiors. He appears to have been the willing tool of an organisation in which large sums of money changed hands under suspicious circumstances, and he knew and acquiesced in what was going on.
And he clearly was at the behest of the Lansky associates.
The members felt that he did not have the strength of character to be the head of a group of casinos in this country, and the chairman recommended that his application be refused. That's so sad.
Yeah.
He's moved his whole family across the world to go and get this job, and then he wasn't able to get it.
So that's an unfortunate end to Ron's casino career.
It's really sad to sort of see that at the end, and yeah, and whose fault is it? Is it his? Is it Lansky's? I don't know. It was definitely a career killer for someone to say that you were weak, that you're not strong, and that, you know, people can just tell you what to do. It would make you feel like a failure. He would have been gutted.
Having unpacked her grandfather's story, Lisa is calling in on her mum, Wendy, to share what she's found.
So you've got a clearer idea of who this person is?
Yes. I spoke to a criminologist. The last question I asked her was my grandfather a criminal? She said, yes, he was a criminal. She said, due to negligence, maybe turning a blind eye, doing what you're told to do, it's still criminal.
It's still criminal.
And I'm still proud of him.
You are?
Yeah. My feelings would be different if he's been involved directly in knocking people off or in the drug trade or whatever.
There was no bodies found in the boot?
No, he'd never, no, I don't think he ever had a gun in his hand. He had put himself in this position and he wasn't able to say no, or he wasn't allowed to say no. Lansky had a lot to be grateful to him for.
That he didn't put the finger on anybody.
He was loyal. He was a loyal employee. You know, he was just an accountant at the beginning, and then he was running this empire because he'd been in this position with Lansky and all his associates. He couldn't get this job in the UK. No one would want to go through that and then tumble back to the bottom. I've been conflicted the whole way through. Sometimes I think, yeah, he's guilty. But then other times I go, well, no, he's not a criminal. He's not guilty. I don't think he was a bad person. I don't think he ever went out with the intention to break the law and to hang out with Lansky and all the rest of these unscrupulous characters. I think it was just Wrong place, wrong time.
In Melbourne, Linda Lawless continues to explore the life of her biological father, Catholic priest Joe Kelly.
This is where my father met my mother back in early 1961. It feels like a step back in time. He was here for several years. And then in June of 1961, he was moved from here, and I believe because of the relationship with my mother. I am sure the church knew that my father had me. I am positive about that.
Linda was born in 1962, when unwed mothers faced harsh judgment. Catholics faced even greater stigma, as sex outside of marriage was considered a sin. Catholic church-run maternity hospitals routinely pressured these young women into relinquishing their babies into their adoption system. In the past 3 years, Linda has connected with others with shared experiences.
G'day, stranger. How are you? Come on in.
Like Linda, Brendan Watkins discovered his father was a priest through DNA testing.
The church, how are they helping or not helping you at the moment?
I had asked if I could see my father's file to just get more of an understanding of him, and I've been told that I'm not allowed to.
You deserve those. It is your history. I've been told I'm the only person in Australia that's received the file of my father. He lived an astounding life. He travelled the world. He was in the Vatican and met the Pope, and within 2 years conceived me to a woman that was 30 years younger than him.
When I found out who my father was, I had nowhere to turn. There was nothing in place by the Catholic Church. I was absolutely shocked, and that nearly tipped me over the edge.
Yeah. Because I was adopted through the Catholic Church, they made contact with my mother on my behalf at their insistence, and at a meeting said, "You'll never meet your mother, you'll never talk to your mother, go home and forget about her," which was the great trauma.
Were you told why?
Nothing. Nothing.
That's terrible.
I was told that she prays for me every day. But I had my birth certificate that had her name. My partner contacted a maternal uncle, and she rang me at work and said, "Are you sitting down? Your mother is a nun." And everything kind of made sense then. It's like, okay, that's why she's rejected me. Having me was the great trauma of her life. It derailed her life. The priest is God on earth, so they have this enormous influence and power. They have this enormous control over particularly the vulnerable women. No one knows how many children of priests there are in Australia, and the church doesn't collect the data for obvious reasons, and therefore we're not on the map, we're invisible.
No, we're the hidden dirty little secret of the Catholic Church is what we are.
They've created us. They have a responsibility to resolve the issue. They've silenced the mothers, the family's fractured, and it leaves this trauma, this mess, and there's nowhere to go.
I need some good to come out of my bad situation. I want my name on his death certificate, and I want his name on my birth certificate. My father thought he got away with it.
Yeah. It's that gotcha, this is the truth.
No, it's also I'm a genealogist, building family trees for so many people, and then looking at mine and thinking,
it's not real.
The Catholic Church don't fully understand the trauma that this causes the children of the clergy. We're all just pushed out through their own adoption system or left abandoned. They teach you that, families are so important, and that's what I can't understand, a church who don't practice what they preach.
While frustrations remain, a once pillar of the church has emerged as one of Linda's closest supporters. Former priest Peter Finn worked alongside Father Joe Kelly here, and he gave his eulogy.
When I first heard about you, the shock that hit me, I thought, Goodness, how on earth could he hide that from me when I felt I knew him quite well? We were really quite close, and yet underneath there's this
deep dark secret. Do you think if he really took the time to know me, would he have been proud of me?
I believe he would have. He would have been very proud of you and would have shown you a lot of love and care, because that's the person he was.
It's a shame.
It is. It's a great shame that opportunity was missed. So I'd like to give you this, that's something of your father, that's something very special. So.
Oh, that's the...
Now, this is your father's personal chalice.
God. I've never had anything of his. To the Reverend J.W. Kelly, in remembrance of his ordination.
A gift from his mother and father.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So that's something that you can have and hold. Something of your dad.
This means the absolute world to me. Thank you so much, Peter. I'll treasure it forever.
But for Linda, the most precious gift would be connecting with Joe Kelly's family. And a new development means she's a step closer to this dream. A DNA test 3 years ago led Linda Lawless to discovering her unknown father was in fact Roman Catholic priest, Father Joe Kelly. Up to now, it's been hard to connect with his family.
It's extremely difficult to say that I'm their beloved family priest's daughter.
That same DNA test has matched with a living descendant from Joe's mother's family, revealing a relative who's willing to meet Linda for the first time.
Meeting my grandmother's side of the family today, I've been apprehensive. Whether she believes I'm Joseph's daughter, all those things go through your mind because the hurt and the rejection that I felt all my life cuts deep.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Come on in.
Wow, this is...
Anne Shuck is Linda's second cousin.
I hope we can fill a few gaps for you.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
You can understand how difficult it was for me never knowing who my father was.
Yeah.
And even though I wanted to know,
you didn't know where to start.
I didn't know how to approach
No.
my grandmother's side of the family. To say that I'm Joseph's daughter is not easy,
No,
as you can
definitely
imagine.
not. No. Now, we share great-grandparents.
Do we?
We do. I would like to show you a picture of your grandmother, Mary.
I've never seen anything like this. I've seen nothing of my grandmother's side. That's so precious.
And she was known to our family as Auntie Mary.
Really?
Yes, she was Auntie Mary.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's my grandmother. I always wondered what she looked like, so...
She was a sweetie. She had a lovely sense of humour and she was very religious. She was always praying for us. Having Joseph as a priest, it would have been, you know, a privilege to them, you know. So they would have been so proud, you know, and my dad, he was proud that his cousin was a priest too.
Yeah.
So now I do have some photos of your father.
Really?
So this is a photo. So on the back, my mum has written Joseph.
6 years.
6 years and 9 months.
Wow. He's got curly hair, which is so interesting. Yeah. I always thought I had the hair from my mother's side, but then I had nothing to compare with. So.
No. And so all these other photos I found in my searching.
I've got a photo of me and you can see when I'm about 11 and I look so much like that.
There you go.
Wow. Oh, this is his actual handwriting. With best wishes from Joe, 15th of September 1946. It's so amazing to look at my own family. Yeah, it's crazy.
She would have loved to have met you. But,
I would love to have met her.
Yeah.
There's just so much loss in all of this, but...
Yeah, it was a different time.
It was a different time.
So that's our family, and you're in it.
I am in it, and it's amazing to see it.
Oh, well, it's lovely to meet you and know that we can add someone else to the family tree now.
It's lovely to be part of a family. I can't express it enough.
You are.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry.
It means a lot to me, so this is just incredible.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you. Today was a fabulous day, finally getting to meet the other side of my family. I think Joseph's mother would have been devastated if he left the priesthood, and maybe that's why he stayed there. Stepping away from being a priest would have caused a lot of shame for his family. Because he had me, he had to make a choice, and I don't think he was allowed to make that choice. He had to keep faith with the Catholic Church.
Before heading home to South Australia, Linda is meeting up with Peter Finn at her father's graveside. He has news of a victory. The Cemetery Trust has accepted Linda is Joe Kelly's daughter.
Oh my God. Oh.
Her dream of a memorial has come true.
Father Joseph William Kelly, always loved but unknown, remembered by your daughter, Linda Kelly Lawless. I've wanted this for so long, and I wanted to be known as his daughter. I'm finally there, in the family grave. We're now linked together. In the tiny little place that my father's laid to rest, the Catholic community have acknowledged that I am his daughter. I feel that this is a start of a healing process, and he's recognised and I'm finally recognised. It feels like it's filling the void. I finally feel like I belong somewhere.